know if you're interested or not.
Oops, I had this show set for tomorrow. Roger just pointed out, he says, just noticed Dab set the time for this stream for tomorrow. So hopefully you guys are a day early because it's Wednesday. It is Wednesday, isn't it?
It is Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, no, I set two shows. I set this one, and then I set the show for Friday at the same time. And yeah, oh well.
Well, when did you set Friday for? Saturday?
I hope not. I'll find out.
Okay.
So I don't hear an echo, Redneck, unless you've got an echo. Maybe.
No, hold on. There was probably because I went over to YouTube and the volume is on, so I turned it off. So it's probably me.
Okay. Well, I didn't hear it on my headset. So, all right. So the Beat says he won't comment today. He'll wait for tomorrow's show. So. Yeah. So, all right. So here we go. And Gold Hat, we're not going to talk about politics. We're talking about movies because this is our little bit of escape for 2 hours plus because we know Dabs doesn't go short. So I'd like to say welcome to everybody that's here. I'll start with Alban since I always start with Miss Blue. I'll start with Alban. How are you doing today, bud?
All right. I'm alive.
Yeah.
Doing good.
Oh, yeah. Look at you got a new shirt. All right. Dang, poor thing. I mean, she needs loving too, maybe. Yeah. Okay. So, Andrew, how are you doing?
I got mine.
Social distancing. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. Miss Blue, how are you doing today?
Good. Do you know what the 2M stands for on his shirt, by the way, Todd? Or Aubin?
2 meters.
Oh, you guys know meters? I thought that
well, not listen.
We know about it.
I always weigh myself in kilos. So, because when you weigh yourself in kilos, you're a lot, you're not heavy.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, well, yeah, and I'm just wearing one of my regular shirts. So,
I got you that one.
Yep, you got me this. So
I'm not wearing a special shirt, just so everybody knows.
Yeah, we know. So Johnny M, thanks for joining us. Eddie's here. I saw Roger was here. Pat's here. Patty, the 1-1, Gold Hat. Michael, thank you for joining us. I saw Roger. Thank you for joining us. So we're going to go ahead and get started so that hopefully we're not too long because we know how my shows tend to go. So we're going to go ahead.
Can I just make a couple comments?
Yes, comments.
Gold Hat, I'm very happy too. Redneck, I loved the Mandalorian. Lots of Easter egg stuff, which was fun. And the 1-1, 2.5 centimeters is 1 inch. There you go. Conversion.
All right. And what we're going to do on this, because we're going to try, we were talking before the show, we're going to try to keep this a little bit shorter. We're trying to figure out ways of not making the show so long because we know that maybe you don't want to watch this for over 2 hours. So we're trying to come up with new ideas. So what we're going to try today is we're going to try the panel. We'll go through the 2 movies. And then we'll bring in people to comment about the movies, and then they'll give time, and maybe that will maybe it'll make it a little shorter. This is what we're hoping for. So we have 2 movies today. We have Life and My Cousin Vinny, and then you were able to pick as an extra credit if you wanted to some type of scary Halloween, some type of Halloween-ish movie if you wanted to. So we have that.
Well, we'll maybe cover that at the end, right?
Yeah, that'll be at the end. That'll be the very, very, very end because that's going to be short. And Dabs, I'm talking to me too. I'll try to keep mine short. We got 2 movies. We got My Cousin Vinny, who was that yours? Okay, so it was Blues, and then we have Life, which was yours, right? Okay, and all right, I just got to show everybody something. So Dabs is using his new notepad, which I got as a birthday present this week. The Rocket Book, which these are reusable pages, and I can take a picture. I can scan it as an app, and I'm able to scan it in, and it sends it right to whatever storage site I want to use, Gmail, Dropbox. There's a whole list of them, and it will send this to it and puts it as a title. So, and then I can take a wet cloth and wipe it, and it's clear. But it's
How many
made
pages?
looks like about 30, I would guess.
Wow. Okay.
But you can use it front and back, and you can print, and then you just take pictures of it. So, hey, this show is sponsored by Rocket Book.
Compliments of Blue.
Save the planet.
Yep.
Because Blue knows I take notes, and so she says this is an easy way to keep track. So
Happy
we got
birthday.
that going. Yep. So awesome. So we got that going on. So who wants to be first? Life, which was Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy, or My Cousin Vinny with Joe Pesci and what was it, Ralph Marciano or
Yeah, Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Ralph Macchio.
Macchio.
Andrew can go first. I always go
Oh,
first.
I would have said Marshall.
I'll go first. It don't matter.
Okay.
You know
All right. So we're gonna start with Life then.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna start with Life. Let me go ahead and put the disclaimer. If you haven't seen this movie by now, well, that's on you. That's on you. Hold on a second. I'm getting all these alerts. I got to clear my notifications so they'll quit popping up over here. All right, so I'm going to show that. So we got that going on. Let me share my screen here. Let's rock it up here. We got my Life. So we got Life. So we got that going. Again, thank you everyone for jumping in here, and we will get it started up. So, Andrew, this was your movie, so you can be first or last. Since this was your movie, you're able to pick how you would like to go with this.
Hey, guess what I'm going to pick?
Last.
Good guess.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. You want to go first, Alban? You seem to be.
Sure.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Blue.
No,
Blue.
Oh.
I didn't watch it.
Oh.
You don't want to?
I don't hate you, fella.
My sister came to town. She was here for 3 days, so I got off of work. I had no time. I had zero time to watch it, so I'm sorry. So that's my review.
And she's a bad liar. She should have lied.
I could have pretended. I can't lie. I'm not a
You
liar.
can't pretend with this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sure I could make some shit up on it.
Yeah, she's a woman. She's faked it before. So, so I'll let you be next, Alban.
Okay.
All right, I just slid that in there quietly as nobody says that.
All right. Life. I always like this movie. Because I do like Eddie Murphy. And like I remember watching this on DVD, and the outtakes from this movie are really freaking hilarious. The scenes with Bernie Mac, he cracks me up. Bernie Mac he was a genius. He was a genius at at his craft. Like when they said, "Why do you think they call me Jangle Leg?" Classic movie.
And he says he's touching his hand. Ooh,
yeah.
Hands.
No, he doesn't. You're gonna find out. Oh man, Anthony Anderson, watching him when he was heavy again before. I like seeing him that way. Not saying that he's not good without the weight loss, but there was something about him I always liked, even from like the other movies that he did with Jet Li. I always liked Anthony Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
He's funny as all hell.
And in Blackish, he's in Blackish.
Yeah, Blackish.
Show, so you guys probably have seen him.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, he's in that. What else did I write here? It's a great story. watching these guys have to pretty much be on the chain gang for basically doing nothing, and knowing that they got all those years in jail, doing hard work, and I think that what really gets me in that movie is when you remember when everybody started dying off, towards the end. It's like it reminds me of all the guys that are locked up that can't get out, and have done nothing to get in there. Um, it was funny when when Martin Lawrence went after that pie. Remember the white only pies.
Yeah.
Classic. Uh, and to see them at the end together in Yankee Stadium, knowing that they got away, and that they all thought that they were dead, and it was just a great movie. I liked it. I love the movie.
Awesome.
Okay.
Let's see. I'll be next.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Again, great cast. The cast in this movie is phenomenal. Again, with you losing Bernie Mac being that he is gone. There is just so many great actors. When you're looking through some of those guys that are in the jail, it is just amazing how many great actors are in there. I really like that.
And a shout out, and I'm sorry,
Yep.
shout out to Poppy Montgomery. I can't forget about her because I love her also.
One of the other things that it reinforced that Martin Lawrence always needs a sidekick. He doesn't do so well when he's by himself, but when he has that sidekick, someone to work off of, and you think of like Will Smith, when him and Will Smith do their thing, he does very well when he has that. To me, I think that's when he's in his element. And I think he was also a whole lot better back then than he is now. That last movie we watched with him, I wasn't too impressed.
I liked him in that Bad Boys. I thought he was
yeah,
funny.
but I don't know. There was this he wasn't as funny as back then. It held up very well for me. I really enjoyed this part when you see them getting old. I thought even though the makeup wasn't perfect, yeah, you could, pick it apart if you really wanted to, but I like to see them aging, and they went how many years not talking to each other. I enjoyed that part. And it's that full circle of, sometimes you're just destined to be with somebody. And I think that them two together they were destined to be together. And that one guy that's in the wheelchair says it's not the same when they weren't talking, when these two weren't talking. He says something was missing in the camp. So I really enjoyed it. I saw this. Someone said that DeBeach said that it was one of those movies. I'm sure I watched this a long time ago, back probably in 1999, but I didn't remember it. So it was, again, when we watch some of these old movies, it's like watching it for the first time. I forgot all of it. And I had forgot, like Patty D had said, I had forgot about their death because it was like me watching it for the first time. Enjoyed it, though. Good movie. So that's what I've got. So, Andrew?
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw this was when we used to have Blockbuster over here in the UK, when it was still open over here. I used to always go to Blockbuster and just like look through the DVDs, and this is when I lived at home and I didn't have a girlfriend or any sort of life. I was like, right, I was just every like week I'd go to Blockbuster and I'd look through the DVDs and see what, and I would just randomly pick a one that looked or like the back of it. If it sounded like it was going to be good, I would get it. And I saw that one. I loved Eddie Murphy. I still do love Eddie Murphy. Some of his stuff now isn't as good as what he was doing in like the 80s, 90s. But as soon as I seen Eddie Murphy was in it, and I didn't really know much of Martin Lawrence because 1990 would have been in the early 2000s I got it, so I still would have been pretty young. So, I hadn't seen him much. I'm still young. I'm still young now. When I'm on this show, anyway.
You are the youngest.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just thought reading the comment from the beach saying he watched it on VHS just made us laugh. I think yeah, so that was when I was first introduced to it, and I just like for some reason Eddie Murphy is so funny when when he plays like an old person. So when it got to the end of this movie and that all old and stuff, and just that facial expression he's got, I know he's got all the makeup and stuff on, but the facial expression he's got, he's just so perfect. And the way he's talking, he makes his voice sound like he's much older as well. That scene when they're sitting on, they're really old, like after they've just started talking again, and they're on the bench and they're watching someone getting taken away to the cemetery. When he's sitting on there, that's so funny when he's talking about or like he goes, we're next. You say we're next. You're right. We're next. And he's like, oh, if you die first, I'm gonna bust. And no, he goes, we're waiting. We're next. We're waiting for that upper room. He's like that upper room. And he's like, he's just the facial expression when he goes that upper room. God, I was in tears a little bit at that. And he goes, "Oh, if you die first, I'm just going to burst into the funeral home and just start singing that upper room." He goes, he's like, "Oh, he goes, I don't care if the shooters let the motherfuckers take us out singing that." He was just so funny. The whole story as a whole, the story as a whole, I thought it was like it kept you interested enough to be like still care about the characters, and the two of them you did care about them, and it just like showed good examples of like racism back in the because it was like the 1930s or something, or 1939 or something. Yeah, so like it showed racism. Like it didn't put too much emphasis on racism, I thought. And it did the whole thing with being wrongfully accused, and for how hard it is to clear your name when you've been wrongfully accused, and obviously
you're guilty till proven innocent.
Yeah, well, it would have been much harder for them to prove it anyway, because there's not that much like in the way of like you can't do DNA testing or anything. That wasn't the thing back then. You just got.
He had his daddy's watch, you know.
Yeah, his daddy's watch. That's another funny bit when they're in the club and he's like lost the watch in the poker game. He's been cheated out of the watch, and he's like in Martin Lawrence's characters went off with that hooker, and he gave her the last two. He gave her the $2 he had. He's like, "Oh, where's that $2? You got that $2?" And he's like, "Oh, well, say I give it to this thing. She's having some problems with her family, needs like an operation, and they did a collection at the church, but they were a bit short." And he goes, "Oh yeah, $2 short." He's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh well, where you?" He goes, "Oh, I guess we both got fucked tonight then." He says, "Well, you were up there. Well, you were up there doing God's work. I got beat down to my socks or something like that." He's like, "You lost all my money." He goes, "Fuck the money. I lost my daddy's watch." And he's like, "Fuck that cheap ass watch." Eddie Murphy's character goes just like, "Oh, I'll take all your fronts out." He's like, "You say anything bad about my that watch again, I'll punch you straight in the mouth. I'll take all your fronts out." He goes, "You'll be whistling all the way back to." He was like, "You'd be like this in the car back to New York," and he's going.
Yeah. Just say, make the woo sound.
Do you know how Eddie Murphy does that thing? Like, he goes, just go on, say watch. He goes, in fact, matter of fact, like, make out like you're gonna say watch. He goes, if I see your lips like going to make the word watch, I'm gonna. He goes, and then he's like, you can't say watch around me. Say a little clock or some shit.
Yeah, little clock.
It's the way he executes the lines. It just makes
right.
He's so funny. I think my funniest part of the movie though was when they're all sitting around. They're in prison. Obviously, they're doing the work, and they have to go and dig out the dishes and stuff. And then they're on their break, and they're all sitting around in Poker Face, I think he's called. He's what's he? What have I seen him in? I've seen these people in so many different movies. I can't remember their name.
Oh, shit.
Barry Shakalaka Henley.
Yeah. When he's like, is it do you any use know how to read? Or he's like, does anybody know how to read? Because I've had this letter for like 6 weeks or something, or 4 months or something like that. And he was like, I don't even know who it's from. And Eddie Murphy goes, yeah, I know how to read. Yeah, he took the letter off him. Then he turns around to the old guy next to him. And he's like, you don't know how to read? And he's like, nah. And he's like, fucking motherfucker, 60 years old. And he doesn't know how to read. He starts reading the letter, and he's like, oh, it's from your neighbor, Mrs. Tyndallsworth or something like that.
Yeah,
It's like,
but
oh,
he's
shit.
dead.
Thought you might as well, just the thought you let you know that your cousin such and such died, and your other cousin and your father's died. She's died, and your sister
mother.
died. Yeah, and your sister died, and he's like, he goes, Jenny. He goes, no. He went, Jenny. He went, no. Your sister Marlene, and then he went, oh, no, wait.
No, Jenny too.
Your sister Jenny as well. So Jenny and Marlene both dead. And then he goes to the next page, and he's like, yeah. And then it goes on about how crop didn't come in because of the bad winter, and how there's a big tornado come through, in which your mother and your daddy both died. But don't worry, she's going to take care of the dog. If it survives the worms, because your dog's got worms or something like that. And then he's like, anybody else got anything they want us to read? And they're like, no.
Yeah. Everyone's like, no.
No.
That's the bit where Bernie Mac slides up next to Martin Lawrence's character, and he's like, oh, so you've been in here before? And he's like, oh yeah, I've been here. I'm in and out of prison all the time. And he's like, oh, so you won't have any trouble adjusting? He's like playing with these straps. He's like, oh, what's your name? He's like, call me Jangling. It's just the way he executes it. He just had us in stitches. There's just I could go on and on about the.
I gotta say something. I am so happy that Andrew has finally laughed at some true American humor.
It's honestly, it's a stupid comedy that gets me.
Great movie. I mean, it's a great movie.
When you think about it, there is quite a lot of good, funny scenes in it. One thing that I didn't realize was true was that the camp that they went to, like the prison camp, was like a something farmer. I can't remember what the real name and proper name for it is. It was something farm, but apparently it's like that was like a real thing back in the day.
Yeah.
It's like an actual camp. Where they didn't have fences or anything like that. They just shot them if they went over a certain line or something.
Yeah.
I noticed as well it was all black people as well. There was no there's no white.
Well, they kept that stuff separate. Hey, didn't you remember? I guess you never seen Cool Hand Luke. That's another one of them in the camp.
Yep.
Got to be in the camp. Work camps.
No, I haven't watched Cool Hand Luke. Sorry.
Well, you will.
I will be. I was going to
say. You will.
I know it's on that list.
I know you're going to pick it probably next.
I've been trying to stretch it out because I know it didn't win any Academy Awards because it was up against a lot of really big movies that year, but it is critically acclaimed. Yeah. So, but I'm trying not to put all those, trying to pace it. So.
I'm going to say one more scene that I found was funny as well was when they were old and they got sent to the house of the guy who runs the farm that they were at, and he's like Eddie Murphy's the gardener and Martin Lawrence is the personal butler type thing. And they're sitting and they're sleeping in their quarters, and Eddie Murphy's just sitting on the bed, just looking at him. And he's like, "What the fuck are you looking at, Ray?" He's like, "I'm just sitting here, and I'm just wondering, like, what plan you've got cooking." He's like, "I haven't got a plan. Like, He's like, "Oh yeah, just you and Mr. Wilson are getting mighty friendly. Like, you're going to be like a new couple." And he's just like, no, he's just like an old man. He likes to talk. And Eddie Murphy's like, well, I'm an old man. I like to talk. And he's like, right, come on, then let's talk. And he's like, I just want to talk about like what you got. I just want to talk about your plan and stuff like that. And he's like, he's like, just go to sleep. You're pissing us off. And he's like, you go to sleep. He goes, why can't I just fucking sit here and look at you? Then they argue back and forth, and then Eddie Murphy turns the light off, and he's going to get into bed. And Martin Lawrence says to him, "I hope you piss the bed or something." And he goes, "Well, you know what? If I do, if I do piss the bed, I'll just put the sheets on you." Like just stuff like that. They were just making us chuckle. I can't execute the jokes as funny as them, like, but it was.
Well, they had a little practice.
Yeah, it had a lot of good moments like that. I think they complemented each other quite well.
Yeah,
so,
they did a really good job on it.
I'll not go into it too much more because I'll start giving away everything, and then other people won't have a chance.
All right. So we'll do that now. Do we want to do the player pass at the very end so that the other people get to decide on that panel?
Yeah.
So we're gonna hold off on player pass on this movie. We're gonna we'll do the next movie, and then we'll bring everybody in that wants to come in, and then we'll give them a chance to talk about the two movies, and then we'll do the player pass. We'll do player pass at the end, I guess. Then we'll talk about the Halloween movies. So the Halloween movies, then if you watched any Halloween movies, because we know that Blue did not. So if anybody watched any Halloween movies, you'll be able to watch that at the end. Love you, babe. So let me go ahead and kick this off of here. We're going to go right to the next one. See, look, we're making great time. 25 minutes. So we got that. My Cousin Vinny, and hopefully Blue watched this.
I did.
Okay. All right. So,
did you watch it in 1992 or did you watch it this week? Or?
Oh, no, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Both, Andrew, both. I was planning on watching this stuff like Monday and Tuesday, and then my sister came Sunday night, and she left this morning.
Well, you can watch Life as extra credit next week. All
right, just for you.
Okay,
just watch the YouTube clips.
So, Blue, do you want to be first or last with this, my dear?
I'll go last.
Okay. All right. Any of you guys want to be first? I don't care.
I'll go. It don't matter to me. But,
yeah, go on.
Just give me 1 second because I was creating the player pass there, huh?
Look at you over there working on. You're working in the Telegram group.
Yeah.
I'll go second because as people talk, it comes to us.
Okay. My Cousin Vinny. Oh my God. Marissa Tomei. I saw it in the movie theater when it came out. Okay. I watched it again, of course, but I've seen the movie quite a few times. I don't even know where to start.
I know where I'd start.
What I already said, Marissa.
I thought you meant on her. All right, go ahead.
I know where I'd start. Yeah, trust me, I know.
Right there. There we go. I'll go with that picture.
Sure. We know these two guys go driving along and they get pulled over, and then when they get locked up, and the first time Vinny sees them in jail. Oh my God, that was the funniest thing because what's the other kid's name? Not Ralph Macchio.
I don't remember his name. Yeah, he thinks that Vinny's coming to screw him.
Yeah,
he's a guy jail.
That is just classic. It's just so classic. Because the things that he was, asking him and saying, we're gonna do this, that, or whatever. It was just too. It was too much.
Stan.
Stan. Yeah. When they so then when they remember when they went to go get breakfast at that diner, the one diner that has a menu, and the menu is like just says breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
That's all it said. Yeah. We'll have
the breakfast. So we'll have the breakfast, and here goes this guy. He takes a huge spoonful of lard and throws it on the grill. I just peeing in my pants. I thought that's just so funny. Marissa Tomei and what's his name there?
Joe.
Joe Pesci.
Pesci together is just, they were this classic, because I remember like all the talk shows the two of them had going on together promoting this movie, and they were just perfect. It's because me, I'm a New Yorker, and to hear that, that accent coming out of her, and with the clock ticking and stamping the feet and just acting like any other Goombad girl around here is just classic. It's hilarious. I'm trying,
She won an Academy Award for this.
yeah,
Best Supporting
yeah.
Actress. Yep.
Well,
When the first time that the judge throws him in contempt of court, and he's in the van going to the jail, and there he is. He's whistling Dixie in the truck, and I couldn't stop laughing. I thought that was so classic. Here he is in the middle of all this, and here he is whistling Dixie. I thought it was just too much. Oh no. When Vinny asked for one chance, from the I think, was it the judge, and the girlfriend turns around and she goes, "It's disclosure, you dickhead." No, that's when they were in
That's when he got that
the-
information.
He went hunting. He was going hunting with the guy to try to
went hunting
letting
with
him see his
and
files.
he thinks he got all that information, and goes, "It's disclosure, you dickhead." Too much. It's too much. You can't. There's just so much. I don't even know. I don't even know what else to say. Classic ending. Get the guys out before the judge finds out. That he really wasn't the lawyer he said he was. And Fred Gwynn is just, I've always loved Herman Munster,
Yeah.
and so anytime I hear his voice, it just brings me
It was
back.
so distinctive.
It really was. But I love the movie. So next, you want to go, Andrew?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, my cousin Vinny. I think I've seen it once before, and I remember when I first watched it, I did like it. But when Sean said that she was picking it, I was trying to think to myself, why was it that I liked it? Because I couldn't remember a lot of it.
Mhm.
So before I watched it, I kind of looked at some reviews to see if it would jog my memory. And the only review I read was someone saying the court scenes were too long. I thought, I do remember a lot of it's played out in court, but obviously that is the whole point of the
I loved the court
the
scene.
main.
Mhm.
But I was just about to say, when I watched it, I was like, what the hell? Someone reviewed this and said the court scenes were too long. For me, the court scenes weren't long enough.
It was a whole movie.
I loved how the Joe Pesci's character, they kind of made him out at the start as that he didn't know what he was doing, but they kept planting the seeds to show you that actually he's a very smart guy and he does know what he's doing. The thing with the grits, I'm laughing because I saw in the comments the beach put in the which Todd highlighted before saying what's a grit. That was literally the first thing that was what popped into my head when you mentioned grits. I was like, what the fuck's grits? When he's like, it's funny because he gets the grits, and like you say, they're looking at the menu for ages, and then they're like, so what are you gonna have? And then he goes, and she looks and she goes, I think we'll have the breakfast, and then it just shows the menu.
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's like God, they were staring at that thing for ages. And then he's like, I think it must have been the first time he'd ever ate grits because he was asking all about it, and he was asking how it's cooked, how he cooked it and stuff. Which would you think would just be like a throwaway comedy moment in the movie, but it actually makes it has relevance to it near the end, which was really great as well when he's obviously cross-examining that witness, and the guy's like, oh well, I saw all this in 5. He goes, you saw all this in 5 minutes while they were cooking breakfast. And he's like, yeah. It usually takes 5 minutes from the breakfast. He's like, oh, what do you have? And he was like, grits.
Instant grits, yeah.
I love that when he went instant grits, and the guy looked at the jury, and he's like, no self-respecting son I would have instant grits.
Yeah.
So they're all kind of like, wait, yeah, that's fucking stupidity. Who the hell would have instant grits?
Hey, are you telling me that physics is somehow different on your stove?
He knew all the different types of where you could cook grits, even though beforehand he didn't know anything about how to cook grits. But then he obviously that showed you that he had read up, just randomly read up how he cooked grits, and he was like, "Oh, so you have them like this, or do you just have them regular?" And the guy was like looking at us to say, "I didn't know you could cook it any other way than original." He was like, "I just have like regular grits, I guess." He's like, "All right, but that takes about 20 minutes." He's like, "So are you saying?" And you guys like, "Oh, so I'm a fast cook." He's like, "All right, so you're saying like you've got a magic stove that cooks grits faster than any other living person in the world?" It's just so funny. Yeah, he's like, your stove defies the logic of physics. So like stuff like that with the grits was like where they were planting the seeds at the beginning and then showing in the end that actually this guy's went back and learned, like, got information on this, and then he's used it in what he's doing. And even when they're not in the court scenes and they're outside of the court, like when they go to the pool hall and that, and he's doing like he's like doing the negotiating type thing with them, and he's playing out like a court scene in like he's
counter
like every day, like he's like, oh, that's what we call it in law, because I'm a lawyer, that's what we call counter offers. And he's like, I'll give you, now he goes, now I give you my counter offer. How about if I just kick your ass and then I get the $200? And he's like, okay, you're going to kick my ass. He's like, right, okay then. And he's like, oh, well, right, show us the $200 first. He said, well, I don't have it. He goes, well, I'll tell you what, go get the $200 and then we'll fight. That became like a thing in the movie where the guy kept coming and trying to tell him he got it, and he had just like load of ones with a 20 wrapped around it. I just love the chemistry between Joe Pesci and Marissa Tomei. Oh, she's so beautiful, so beautiful. And I nearly I think I did pause it for a couple of, or maybe a minute or so when they're on that scene. She's talking about a biological clock because she's got that bodysuit on. I'm like, oh, best scene in the movie. Pause.
Best scene in the movie. Pause. Oh, hey, obviously when she was walking away, probably.
Yeah.
No, it's just like she's just got a lovely shaped body.
Yes, she does.
Walking
and that bodysuit was very nice.
Yeah, Redneck's just pointed the other funny thing out. I'll let somebody else talk about that bit, but yeah, there was a lot of funny scenes in this as well, like kind of like Life, where I found a lot of funny scenes in it. It's like some of it was just cheeky humor, but it's stuff like that makes me laugh. And I just like Joe Pesci. Like obviously the first thing I seen him in with only being a young 36 years old would have been Home, because I haven't seen all the good movies he was in. I would.
Oh god,
Home Alone's the only one I've seen him in.
Home Alone.
What? What about Goodfellas?
No, Goodfellas. No, wait, he didn't see Scarface. You think he's gonna see Goodfellas?
No, I'm joking. I've seen him in other stuff, but I haven't seen him in Goodfellas. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Casino?
Yeah, Casino. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
oh my gosh! There's another one we gotta have on the list. Goodfellas.
Listen. I'm waiting for you. I'm not watching them because I'm waiting for you to pick them. You keep blabbing on about how good they are, but none of you ever picked them. They can't be that good, can they?
Well, no, they're very good, but you know,
you pick.
It's hard.
No, I don't want
to. It's everyone in the world has seen it except you. That's the problem.
Listen. I don't want it. Well, we're picking films that we like, so you can pick it if you want, even if everyone's seen some. I don't want to hear anything out you anyway. Auburn, you picked Child 44 before you picked bloody Godfather or Goodfellas.
Well, yeah, so because I knew everyone else watched Godfather.
Still though, I like revisiting stuff.
Yeah, well,
you got to revisit the good stuff, man. It saves you being. it says we're suffering movies like bloody Faculty and Child 44. But yeah, I love this movie. I love. It was. I was happy that when Sean picked it, I was happy that I was going to watch two movies that I found funny and enjoyed. And obviously, we'll just watch Marissa Tomei in
The wrestler.
The Wrestler.
Yeah,
and it was
yeah,
good
we
to
just
see
thought
her in one of her earlier roles, and 'cause she's still a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
And Joe Pesci still got that cheeky funniness, and like he's kind of still like a rough. He just like seems like a rough, tough guy, little tough guy, but he's like cheeky. He's got cheeky little humor. Oh yeah, I liked it, and I liked the way the story ran, and I liked the way he just like kind of got more professional as it went on. And I loved the court scenes. So I don't know whoever the fuck put that review about the court scenes. I don't know what they were talking about because
don't trust
Those are
reviews.
some of my favorites.
they were good. They were. I read them just like to remind myself really of some of the stuff. Not really for like, oh god, I'm taking word for word what this guy said. But yeah, there's the two. I'm gonna let somebody else go now because there's the I'll let somebody else talk about that stuff that's going on in the chat there because I don't want to take up too much like I did with life.
Another red. He just needs another Red Bull. Let's see. So my cousin Vinny, great movie. They talked about a lot of the good scenes in it. Joe Pesci, not being book smart, but being smart of the streets. And he had those street smarts where when he was under the gun, he was very observant and he could put all the pieces together. And I think Ralph says that, he was at a birthday party where there was a magician and he could call out every single thing the magician did. I loved it. The chemistry, as was said about with him and Marissa, was phenomenal. Even though it struggled for me to look at her and him because I'm like, no, she's out of your class, but or out of your league. But
well, he had Sharon Stone.
that was out of his league too. But yeah, the grits part when I watched them cook, being that a person that I live in the South and I've seen some cooks not exactly like that, but cooking with lard is a staple. So that wasn't it. Now maybe not that much lard, but a lot of lard going on the grill. I've seen that. I'm not a fan of grits. My family is. It's just not me. And usually my friends get mad because I'll end up putting syrup or something in it, and then they say they like freak out because you're only supposed to put butter, salt, and pepper on them. So
just like plain taste.
Yeah. And I tend to make them more like kind of sweet, and Blue knows me what's new on that part to make it sweet. But great movie, funny. Herman Munster, I loved him in this movie. As his voice, as you guys said, great. Good thing. Just street smarts, outwitting and I think that he it's almost like he rope-a-doped him because they weren't expecting a lot from him. Even the prosecutor wasn't expecting a lot. I think he rope-a-doped him. He kind of hung back. And then when he came hard, it was too late for them to do anything. But Great movie, funny movie. I enjoyed it. I laughed out loud quite a few times. So that's what I got on it. So I'll go ahead. Blue.
Okay, well, obviously I love this movie, and I really like the fact that I loved it just as much as I did in the past. But I'm just acting was fantastic. I'm just gonna go through a few of my favorite scenes. One of them was when she's trying to help him, remember, and she gets her pictures in, and he's like, he's working on his stuff, and she basically says, "Help you," and he's like, "Sure," and he grabs a picture and he's going through them. "Oh, what's this? Oh, a tree, whatever." And he goes, "Oh, and what's this? Me from behind, like I couldn't feel any worse than I already did." Like it was just stuff like that. Like for her, she was getting pissed off, but he was like, the grits part where talking about the guy's stove was hilarious. The old lady with the glasses where he's like, maybe time for a new set there, my dear. She was adorable. The other guy with, "What's this on your windows?" Dirt. Okay, dirt. And what's cake stuff on here? What's that in? The screen. And then what are these things here? Bushes. And what are these? Trees. Are you sure? Not really. Like,
Yeah. And what are these? What are these that are on the trees? Leaves.
And then he goes, leaves, yeah. And what are these here? How many do you count there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and these two over here. Okay, 7. It was just hilarious. But he did it so with like a little bit of charm and like a little bit like not to make them feel stupid, but just stating facts. So it was like adorable. He wasn't insulting them. He was just, this is what it is. One of my favorite scenes is like, well, he keeps ending up in jail in contempt of court, but the best is when he ends up in jail for contempt of court and the alarms are going off and there's a riot going on and he's like a baby finally after all those nights of like owls and steam engines and
The hot pigs.
I love that part. The guy that he had to get the money off for when she beat him in pool there, when he finally does have the money though, and Vinny's having a bad day, and when he comes flying across the street, the guy's going like the money, and he like jumps off the ground and throws this punch. It's the funniest punch ever because he was so short compared to that guy, eh? Like just kind of flings him at him. And another part too, the last one, because you guys already covered all the other funny stuff, was when he was talking to the pool hall guy and he's basically doing the back and forth. Then he looks over and he sees the guy in the neck brace and he says, "Did you follow?" He goes, what did he say? Oh, were you in what happened to you or was something like
you get rear-ended.
And then he stops and he's talking to the guy again, and then at the end he turns back to him and he says, "Did you follow your place or somebody else's place?" And the guy's like, "My place."
Damn.
Big dick.
Yeah, I love this movie. So yeah, that's me.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and copy and I will paste the link in here. So anybody that wants to jump in here. I think we made pretty good time.
Not bad.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'll post that here. And should I post it in the player pass room?
That scene with the pictures was funny, Sean. Like,
what
yeah.
Look,
well, and then he uses the pictures.
Some dog shit, yeah.
He's like, he's like, "Oh my God, honey, you've cracked the case. It's me in the shower."
And meanwhile, she did crack the case.
Yeah,
and talking about the automotive part where she was an expert. Yeah.
That was cool.
Hey, Roger.
Hello,
Roger.
Hey, Raj.
Hello. Sorry, I had YouTube and Stream Deck going. I was getting confused as hell there for a minute. How's everybody this week?
Doing well. Hope you are.
I'm doing okay.
Good. Nice to join us.
Well, thanks for the invite. Well, both movies were good this week. It was a good week for picks this week. As far as the first one goes, I'm really surprised nobody mentioned that Rick James was in it.
Yeah. I actually just looked it up and it didn't have. I didn't see who he was.
What? Rick James?
Yeah. He's the money guy in New York at the beginning. He's Slappy.
Right.
Oh.
So that I love Rick James. So I know.
Very observant.
And I have to agree with Aubin that the outtakes on this movie are just as funny as the movie. In fact, one of my very favorite scenes is at the end after they kill the guy, Arlie Emery, who plays the sheriff that took the watch that set him up originally, and Eddie Murphy reaches down and picks up the watch. And in the outtakes, he says, "Wait a minute, this isn't my daddy's watch."
Yeah.
Freaking hilarious. And Blue, I do want to mention to you, you really should watch this movie because I know you like funny movies, and this is a funny one. It really is. And I really think that I bet more than half of this movie was improv.
I did see it like a million years ago, though. I just not enough to be able to talk about it. I remember liking it, but I don't remember it exactly.
Well,
maybe
then
watch the YouTube clips and refresh your memory of some of the funny stuff.
Yeah, because there's probably 3 or 4 laughs per every 20 minutes in that movie. So if you want to giggle sometime, watch it. It is funny. And another thing that nobody mentions is I don't know how to pronounce this kid's name, but the
player?
Yeah, I think it's Bokeem Woodbine.
Okay, Woodbine.
Yeah.
I can get right.
I'm sorry, what, Andrew?
Did you say? Is it the guy who played Can't Get Right?
Yeah, Can't Get Right. That was his name. Yes, correct. He was going to be. He was in everything there for a while, and I don't think I've seen him in a movie in 5 years.
At least,
No,
yeah.
he's been playing a lot of those BET movies.
He played in a movie not too long ago.
Yeah.
Okay, because I really, really like that guy a lot.
Yeah, he's good.
He was in one with Marky Wahlberg where they were hitmen, and he was hilarious in that.
Yeah, I think he's a great actor. He's good,
Yeah.
good comic timing. It was great to see. Oh
What was
God,
his name?
Oh, actually, he was in Riddick.
Christine Woodbine.
Last Riddick movie.
Okay, I see. Can't Get Right. Yeah,
Can't Get Right. Yeah,
Can't Get Right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's on a lot of stuff.
He threw another one. It might be one of those retard mistakes.
exactly. I'm not sure you can put that line in a movie anymore.
No, you can't.
There was so many lines in this movie what I thought were
Mhm.
part of funny scenes that I thought I can't say this when I'm reviewing it.
Right, right,
Ah,
right. Eddie and Martin together. That was great. That's about all I have to say on that one. So I'll let the next person go on to that movie. Or do I do both the movies? How are we
You do
doing it this
both.
week?
Do both movies. Do
Yeah.
both
Okay.
movies.
All right. Well, my cousin Vinny, hilarious. I agree with Andrew. The court scenes weren't long enough. Well, not all, but a majority of the funny stuff came in.
Yeah.
In. Like one of my favorite lines in the movie, other than the two Utes, is when he gives up to give his opening. When they wake him up to give his opening statement, he says, everything that guy just said, that's bullshit. and of course he objects to it, and the judge strikes everything but the thank you from the record. Freaking hilarious. The writing in that movie is spectacular. It's
That was great.
next level writing. And again, I love the hotel, the running gag on the bad hotels. The first one had the whistle. The second one had a train at 5 a.m, and he asked the guy, that doesn't happen every morning at 5, does it? No. Next morning, 4:30 comes through, and he's like, "Hey, I thought you said that didn't happen." No, she comes at 4:30 every day, and then they go next door to the hog butcher, and then they think they're safe, and they get the little cabin of the prosecuting attorney out in the woods, and the owl's freaking him out, and then he finally gets his first good night's sleep in jail. And at this part, with all the noise surrounding him and the sirens, it reminded me of how Aubin has to sleep at night, because
With the planes and
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
if Aubin came out here to Nebraska with me, he probably couldn't sleep.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to sleep. He's like,
I like
turn the
that piece
TV
and
on.
quiet. I like
my
that
God,
peace
is
and
that a
quiet.
cricket?
Yeah, I do need a TV on though, but I like that peace and quiet.
Another great line is when the Ralph Macchio and the other kid were meeting Vinny for the first time, and talk, or not the first time, like the second or third time, and they're talking about him taking his test for the bar.
Yeah.
He said he had passed law school, and then it was 6 years later, and he goes, didn't pass it the first time, second time either, and then the one Jewish kid said, third time's a charm, and Joe Pesci goes, not for me. I mean, it's just great writing. I just love that movie. So thanks a lot for. I hadn't watched it, and God, I don't know how long it had been since I watched it, but I'm so glad we watched it again. And that goes for both of the movies this week. I really enjoyed them both, and thanks for.
You can thank Todd for that, because seeing Marissa Tomei in The Wrestler made me think of my cousin Vinny.
Well, I love Marissa Tomei because she looks almost identical to my first girlfriend in high school. So so yeah.
Okay, stud.
She was beautiful. Again, way out of my league, just like Joe Pesci was. You know?
Yeah.
All right, but that does it for me this week. Thanks for having me back, though.
Awesome. Thank you, Roger. Thank you. Mr. Eddie G. Welcome. How you doing, bud?
Not too bad yourself.
Good.
Let's talk about life, okay?
Okay.
Giver.
Okay, giver. Okay, life I really liked, but I was watching it. I was saying this could be really based on true life, because let's say it was taken in 1932, I think. And these people are they're being convicted of something they haven't done, and they're spending life in prison, and they build up a relationship with people, and the relationship goes through until the end of life, okay? Because they're in for life, so they gotta either they like the person, or you don't like the person, you gotta live with the person. But I liked it. All the jokes they knocked me out, but what really got me was when Eddie Murphy lost his dad's watch, and it rang a bell to me. I'll tell you why. Because at the end, when the guy takes out the watch and he hears the bell, the ring of the watch, and he all of a sudden his face just lights up. He said, "There's my daddy's watch," and then he said he goes over and tries to see, "Can I see the watch?" And then he says no, and then the argument starts up, and he takes the gun and he points the gun at him. If it would have been me, I would have shot him. The reason why, because my father gave me his watch.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, see.
This watch in 1938 is engraved. It's got his engravement in it.
Wow.
It's got, you see it's engraved. I don't know if you can see the engravement on it. But this watch.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. This is solid state watch. I know there was 8 watches like this were made. I met one person that had one of these watches. They're all 8 watches were made in series. And my father had the series number 2. And the person that I met, I think, was series number 6 or something like that. But this watch brings a lot of memories to me. But if it would have been me that would have been in Eddie Murphy's place when he pointed the gun at him, I wouldn't have thought twice. I would have shot him right away because of this watch. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. It's something that comes down from your father, Mm-hmm. And my father gave me this watch a week. I think it was 9 days before he passed away. And that's all he thought about was just give me that watch. So that's my own little
Mm-hmm.
But the movie itself, I really loved it. The fact, they were on these work farms, and they were all, in a chain gang, and it was all black people that were in there all at the same time. Mm-hmm. They say that, they had the same thing for the white people, but I think the white people were a little bit more dressed than they were. But all in all, it's a good movie. I like it. I loved it. Now for my cousin Vinny. My cousin Vinny, every time Joe Pesci opened his mouth, I laughed. With his Italian accent. Well, New York accent. I call it an Italian accent, but it's a New York accent. And another thing that really knocked me off is, I think it was I don't know if anybody can tell me. It was a 61 caddy or a 62 caddy?
We'll have to ask Marissa.
Marissa,
ask Marissa. She'd be able to tell you. Tell you what kind of engine was in it too.
Yeah, but even Marissa, when we started talking about her cars, she really knew her cars. But once she got her going, you couldn't shut her mouth up. She kept on going until somebody said, "Well, that's enough. We got enough information." But she knew her cars, like the difference between a Tempest and a Buick Skylark. She's got to really know her shit. Mm-hmm. But the judge also, Herman Munster. Oh man, the expressions on his face.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, he's there and he's just looking. It made me laugh. Good movie. Good movie. I'm finished.
Okay. All right. Love it. Thank you. Shrinking Sharon, thanks for joining us. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing fine. I'm gonna run through it quickly.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Okay. Life. It was a great classic movie. I'd seen it a long time ago. Great movie. Both movies talked about the South. Life, Mississippi. That was Mississippi, right? Because the other movie, My Cousin Vinny, was
Arkansas.
Alabama.
What? Alabama.
Yeah. Both of them was Alabama. I know that
Alabama.
My Cousin Vinny was definitely Alabama.
Oh yeah. Life. Yeah. I'll have to look up Life. I know.
I think Life was Mississippi, but then again, it could have
Okay,
been
it could have been.
Arkansas.
I thought it was
I
North
can't
Carolina.
remember. Pardon me?
I thought it was
Both of them
North.
was the South. I knew for a fact they both was the South. But of course, they started
Mississippi.
Mississippi. I thought it was Mississippi.
With
I know
Life.
a little bit. I know I'll be, but at any rate, it went backward. They were there. It was funny. They was gambling. He was gambling. It was funny when Martin Lawrence was talking to the woman and she was about trying to get him drunk and everything, and then he gambled. His daddy was gambling, and Eddie Murphy was gambling and about gamble. She said his daddy's watch away, and anyway, then the guy was a setup with the maid, and that's when they go out there to try to follow the guy because they found out. Went out there where the guy was because they found out they had been conned. And find out he falls dead, and instead of them getting away, they're touching them, trying to examine them, and then they get caught by the guys, and that's when they get arrested and basically, end up on the farm, and it was so many great scenes in the movie. I'm gonna try to go through it pretty quickly, but what was that guy's name? The one that was I can't think of his name. The one who found out he was going to be free. That was kind of a sad part to me. And then he ran out there. Because remember, they didn't need any fences. Remember when they first got there, they was like, you see, we don't have any fences. We don't need fences and stuff. And then when he tried, because that one guy who repeated everything the guard said.
That was Can't Get Right.
No, not Can't Get Right. It was the other little short black guy. He repeated everything the guard said.
Yeah.
And he had the gun. And he was like, we don't need fences every time because we don't got to worry about them running away. And then when the one guy, there was, I guess gay guy or whatever, when he found out he was going to be free, he ran across the thing. What was his name again?
Biscuit.
I don't know. I can't remember the names. That was sad when he ran, and he ended up getting killed because he was trying to
Hoppin' Bob.
No, Biscuit was
Biscuit. I think that was his name, Biscuit.
Yeah, Jangalangs is
Jangalang. Yeah. Jangalang's woman, ran and ended up getting killed and stuff. And then Can't Get Right. They got into baseball, was helping him perfect his baseball. And then they thought they was gonna get out of prison by helping with baseball, and they was only gonna they only helped Can't Get Right. He ended up getting his ticket out of going away from baseball and everything. And it was a very good movie for the most part. And then in the end, that was wonderful. They finally made it to a baseball game. Yeah. And that was so wonderful seeing them make it to that baseball game, even though they ended up spending the rest of their life in prison. But it had so many funny parts in that movie, and I was just trying to run through it pretty quickly, like I said, because we're coming up on the hour. And then my cousin Vinny, that was in Alabama, and it started, like you said, Rocky Machio, the Karate Kid, and looking at Marissa Tomei, all I could think of was A Different World, because I think she was playing on A Different World around that time when that movie was made. I don't know why, I just kept thinking of that show when I was watching the movie. And it was so, with Joe Pesci, like you said, it was becoming a lawyer. He did everything like a lawyer. When she was like, and when she was talking to him about the her biological clock and everything, he turned it around on her. And he was like, what about me? I got all this all on my plate and stuff. Made her feel bad about the situation, even though he had her on hold all that time. And then the situation when he did all that cussing to the judge got up because the judge didn't like what he had on, didn't want to wear that suit, and this suit got messed up, and he had that jacked up suit on. And the judge was like, did you come in here to insult me? And he went up there and did all that cussing and striked everything except for the thank you from the thing. And then he liked the thing with the grits, and the guy was proud of the grits, and everybody knows it takes at least 5 minutes alone to cook the grits, And then that was pretty funny. And then the other guy who was trying to compete with him for the lawyer, that guy stuttered so bad. I'm like, how in the world they even thought about him becoming a lawyer? That was pretty funny. And then the thing that, like Lou was saying about the bushes, he cut everybody, got everybody down. He made Alabama really, the people in Alabama really look backwards, and stuff. And the movie was pretty funny. The whole My Cousin Vinny. It was. I didn't remember a lot of the movie originally till I got to watching it good, and it was a pretty funny watch.
And good stuff.
Yeah, and the court scenes, I agree, should have been longer because those were the funniest scenes in the whole movie.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do what you player pass, and I guess for the people in the side chat, you guys can pick. You just maybe put a little something beside it. Say Vinny player pass and Life player pass, and we'll go through that and we'll run through the people in the panel because then we gotta get to the Halloween. So Shrink and Sharon player pass on the two movies. What was your thoughts?
Pass.
No?
Pass.
I mean, play. I'm sorry. Play. Not pass. I'm sorry. Play. I like both of them. Love both of them. Sorry.
She's still trying to get that turned around.
Yeah. Play. Both of them were great
that's
movies.
why,
Both
if
of them
you
were
meant
classics.
play,
Yeah, both of them were
pass.
classics, and both of them were great movies. They're both classics and great movies. Both of them
right.
definitely recommend to watch.
What about you, Andrew?
Oh yeah, definitely play for both. So many funny stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. Roger.
Definite play for both of them for me as well. Good job, Pickers.
Yeah, good jobs. Eddie, what's your thought on the two movies?
Super double play for both movies.
Super double play. Eddie going big time. He's smacking it out of the park. What about you, Aubin?
Play on both.
Play on both. Blue, are you back or are you away? What time is it? Maybe she went to go get her food. And I'm going to say she was play for both of them, but she can't be play for Life because she didn't watch it. So I'm going to say she was she's going to watch Life, and I definitely, since she picked My Cousin Vinny, that was a play. So it looks and for me was play for both of them. Both of them great movies, very funny. Even though they're an older movie, I thought both of them held up very well. And that's the thing when we go back and watch some older movies, some movies hold up and some don't. And I think that's a real fun thing. Gold Hat. That's a play. Blue, are you back?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So, we're player pass for both movies. We already.
Well, I didn't see the one, so I can't say. But mine's play.
All right. So we got basically a play for everybody. So everyone, you got that was 100% for both movies. So great job. And Albin, are you creating a poll in player pass room?
It's already there.
Okay, so player pass room, you can join the Telegram group and you can choose player pass. You can actually player pass on those movies in the Telegram group. It's a great place to join. I will put the link in the show notes. So if you have not joined the Telegram group, you can join it. And if you want to talk about movies and this and that in that room, you can. So we're going to talk about extra credit, and this is totally optional. Not sure if anybody watched any Halloween or scary movies this week. This is your opportunity to talk about any Halloween or scary movies that you watched this week. Does anybody want to be first?
I'll go first. Go ahead if someone wants to go first.
I tried to watch 3 different Halloween movies.
Okay, awesome.
Or scary movies anyway.
Okay.
I tried to watch the original Omen, and I made it about 30 minutes into it. And the acting was so bad that I shut it off. The same went for the original Hellraiser.
Oh, really?
I could not. It was just.
I
did too. I loved Hellraiser in the 80s, and it is unwatchable now to me anyway. It's just.
I can't believe Omen was unwatchable now.
Oh, yeah.
Sucks.
I made it all the way through 1982, I think, John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh, yeah.
With Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
And Wilfred Brimley.
That was awesome.
Yeah. It's a little dated. The special effects are a little wonky.
Oh,
yeah.
But all in all, the story is still held up, and it's still a scary, titillating movie. So put it on in a dark room, and it's still worth a watch.
Good.
All right. Good. So so Roger got some in there. Actually, you got one in. The two you gave up on.
Yeah. So I tried though.
Yeah, that's cool. Alban, you said you spoke.
Yeah, I watched a movie that I had seen once before that I liked. It's one of those Korean uh, horrors called Deranged,
Oh,
and it's really pretty good. It's like people got like not that they turn into zombies, but they end up drinking water, and the water is basically infected, and they can't stop drinking water. So you see people that want to consume so much water that they'll jump into a lake and just keep drinking the water and end up dying. So all of these people end up dying. It's a pretty good watch if you want to see something different, from Korea.
All right. Eddie, did you watch anything or
I'm not into Halloween movies, scary movies and things like that. But I watched a movie. It's called Spiderwick Chronicles, which is based on a book for children, I think, and they made a movie out of it. It's like a single parent that goes with her daughter and her two twins to this house, and they start getting involved with gremlins and other little goodies around there.
Okay.
It's not a scary movie, but it's a little bit in the Halloween theme, but it doesn't scare the shit out of you. And the only other reason why I really liked it because my son's worked on it again. Excuse me, but I have to pick it.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
So it's a good movie. I'm not saying it's a kids movie.
Yeah.
It's got a little, it's good for adults, but it's a little bit futuristic. Not futuristic, but fantastic. In other words,
So, what movie did you say that was?
Spiderwick Chronicles.
oh yeah, that's good.
Spider.
It's not and not exactly Halloweeny, but it's good.
It's a fantasy movie, right?
Yeah, but it's funny. I didn't think it was based on a book until I went to this secondhand bookstore, and all of a sudden I'm going through and I see Spiderwick. So I take out the book, and exactly the same book that they have, the diagrams and drawings they have that are shown in this movie. So I talked to my sons about it. He says, "Yeah, Dad." He says, "I got the book at home." I said, "Well, why didn't you tell me about it?"
Yeah, I actually did like that movie. I thought it was pretty good for it. It's I think it's like it's more of like a younger kids, or like a older kids movie, but it's good for adults as well.
The twins in there, I think the actor that plays in there is the guy that plays Good Doctor.
Freddie Highmore.
Yeah,
and he's a double. Well, he plays a double in that.
Yeah, he plays too.
I don't know if you've seen the movie, but when you see the movie, the house that was built there, that house, I think my son told me, said it cost nearly $750,000 to build a house. And
it's a big house.
It's a big house, but it was set up for filming a movie. It's the facade on it, everything like that is all. They had people coming in from all over places just to do the outside of that house, and then after the movie, my son said he went back and he saw when they put the bulldozer to it.
Oh.
Wow!
Could have kept it. I guess it wasn't like.
Yeah, it didn't have any plumbing and electricity.
Yeah. No, it was nothing in there. You just started sitting on a piece of land. So you got to get rid of it.
That would have been good if it was like an actual real house that they could sell off and then keep it as a piece of film history.
Well, we're talking about trying to finish it off and maybe sell it. But I think the owner of the land he just said, okay, you can build a house, do your movie and get lost. Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was my theme.
All right. So who does Sharon or yeah?
Go ahead, Andrew.
Oh no, I was
Okay.
just gonna say I didn't watch one, but however, I have got intentions to watch the movie I was gonna watch because it's just been in my head for a couple of days now, and it was Lost Boys.
Oh yeah, that's a good movie.
It popped in my head the other day, and I was like, my God, I haven't seen that for ages.
Corey
Like
Haim.
the
That
one
became
with
a hit.
Keith Sutherland, and
Corey
so
Haim.
I meant to watch it today, but I
Both
just
Corys.
Yeah, both Corys. Yeah,
Both
yeah,
great.
yeah,
both Corys.
yeah.
Great
Oh
movie.
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
it's a good movie.
And Bill from Bill and Ted's Excellent Journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Roger. Roger keeps track of it. He keeps track of all. He can. I don't know. Roger can remember that stuff quick. Great job.
Yeah.
All right, Sharon.
the movie that I watched, because I'm a Stephen King fan, so I love
Yep.
anything Stephen King. I watched this movie called A Good Marriage. And I just looked up it. There's a movie called A Good Marriage, and it started the guy who played in Without a Trace. They used the Anthony guy. I can't think of his name.
LaPaglia.
Yeah, LaPaglia. And it was called A Good Marriage. It came out last year, and it's basically about he had been married to his wife for 30 years, and she finds out that he's a serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically what would you do if you find out that your husband is a
I
serial
think
killer?
I saw that.
Yeah, it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah. I think I saw that one.
Mm-hmm. And basically, he basically kind of tortures her. He goes out and he's an insurance man basically, and he goes out killing these women, and comes back and work as usual. She finds out his secret, and he finds out that she finds out his secret. But he's like, no big deal. Basically, you're not going to do nothing about it. So what? I'm a serial killer. We got these children. Who are you going to tell? Who's going to believe that you, who's going to believe you? We've been married 30-something years. We've raised these children. Who's going to believe that that I'm a serial killer? I mean, who you're going to tell? People are going to say they're going to believe you've been with me all these years and you don't know I'm a serial killer? And basically she comes up with this great plan, and she basically finds a way to kill him. And this guy who's been investigating him because he's had this best friend of his, and since they were teenagers, they were raping girls and stuff, and he basically took on his friend's name that he killed as his alter ego name, and when he took on that name, that was his alter ego name that he used when he killed people. And what he did was he collected the things from the women he killed, and he gave it to his wife and his children, his wife and his daughter and them. And when she kills him, this guy who's been investigating them finds out that who the person is. But when he finds out the secret and finds out who she is and started turning her in, when he finds out that, oh, you killed your husband, he basically keeps the secret with her so that her children will never find out and everything. Anyway, it was called A Good Marriage.
Yeah. Well, and I see
Stephen
it's a
King movie.
short story. It was a short story by Stephen King and then made into a movie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 2014. I put all the links that the people talked about for these movies. I put them over into the StreamYard. So guys, if you want to look those movies up. Oh wait, let me post. I did. I guess I didn't post A Good Marriage. I thought I did. Okay. So, or maybe I did. Okay. I didn't. Not that. My movies, I watched 2 movies. I watched The Witches, with was it Octavia Spencer? I liked it. It's not scary. It definitely is made for kids. I did like Anne Hathaway in it. I did like her being the witch. I thought the special effects with her mouth and how when they took their hair off. Very good special effects. I enjoyed that movie. Definitely for the kids. It's not a horror movie that you got to worry about. I mean, to me, not little kids, but definitely teenagers and preteens could watch this without a problem.
Even the original wasn't like aimed at adults, was it? So
yeah. I never watched the original, or if I did, it was so long ago I don't remember it. So that was new. And so this is 2020 movie, and I thought, hey, let me pick a movie for one. I want to pick 2 movies. One that everybody may want to watch because it's brand new and it's out there. So that's The Witches with Octavia Spencer. And then The Witch, which is a
Did we just lose him?
Oh, God. He's closed the
He
wrong
butt
tab,
dialed
hasn't he?
Yeah, he may have accidentally clicked off.
Yeah.
Get back on.
Oh well, it's our
Those
show
all sound
now.
like great movies.
Yeah.
Those all sound like great movies, though, to check out.
Yeah.
If anybody who missed them.
I do want to watch. I do want to watch Witches, the new one. I've been meaning to watch that.
I do too.
Yeah.
I
I never
can't
heard
believe
of
that
that,
Hocus Pocus is the largest, is the number one movie still, and the number one streaming movie.
Oh God, they're gonna remake it or do a sequel or something. Oh, God, I don't
Which
want
one?
They
to.
probably are, because that's all they keep saying is that's the number one streaming
Hocus.
movie. Hocus Pocus,
Oh,
the one with
no.
Bette Midler.
You know, sometimes they should just not mess with classics.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that. It drives me nuts.
Ruin them.
Well, they say that's the number one streaming movie. It keeps being number one as the
Yeah.
most streamed Halloween
Sure.
movie.
Sharon, you like Stephen King?
Oh, I like
Stephen
all
King?
Stephen King. I've ever watched about every Stephen King movie. I didn't
Have
even
you
know
seen
that that it was a love letter to his grandchildren.
Have you seen the movie Pet Sematary?
Yes, I have.
Have you seen the remake?
Yes, I did, and it's
Yeah.
just like the original. The only difference is it's a girl instead of a boy.
My kids worked on that one.
Oh wow! Yeah, yeah. I've seen both.
Welcome back, Babs.
Welcome
yeah,
back.
and I'm sitting there. You know what's funny? I
You're
was sitting
still
there
yapping
talking.
him out.
I was talking the whole time, and I was like, "Oh, I've got the movie. Let me post." I'm like,
Hello.
so, so,
You were talking
based,
about
You
the second
remember
witch
what you just
movie.
said?
The Witches. Did I get to that
You
part?
talking about the witches?
The
You talking
Witch.
about the witch? You were talking
The
about
The Witch. So based in, it's based on a 1960s England, a family that came from England to New England, and they get kicked out of the village that they're in because they're a very religious. The religious rules are very tight at that time, and somehow the dad says some kind of something blasphemy. You don't know what it is, and the elders kick him out because he can't keep his mouth shut. So they go out and live on their own. And the beginning of it, the first 10 minutes of it, this one teenage girl is out there. She's got her little brother beside her, and she's playing peekaboo with him. And she's like out like beside the house out in the grass. She's playing peekaboo with him, and all of a sudden she's peekaboo, and then all of a sudden, boom, he's gone. And she looks and she sees a little grass moving, but she's like out in the middle of a field, and there's some woods, and she only thing she can figure is like something got the kid. And it was the witch that lived in the woods. Very spooky movie. The music does a great job of suspense. I will say I had to leave subtitles turned on because their English accents in the dialect. No, and the dialect was this old English dialect where a lot of that Shakespeare type of these and thous and that
Okay.
the words that they were using, it was hard for me to put together, so I had to read it, and even reading it, some of it was really difficult to try to put together. But suspenseful, not gory. I will say it's a good movie. I don't know if it would be one of the scariest movies I'd seen, but definitely suspenseful if you're a person that wants that thrill without the gore. Very little gore in it. There is just a little bit. But the family there's black magic and all that's happening. And this family's so staunch on religion, and some of the stuff that happens, it's black magic, and the family's freaking out. And so it's a good watch. So you guys can check that out. Called The Witch. So definitely both those movies I'd say watch. Both them opposite ends of the spectrum for you. Something for the kids. Not for the kids.
They kind of made it sound like it just reminded us of that M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Village.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
movie, The Village.
Yeah.
That movie was garbage.
Yeah, see, it's like it's
That
one of
movie
those.
was garbage.
It's a Marmite movie. It's like a lot of people hate it and a lot of people love it. It's not his best one, I would say.
No, the
And
dialogue in it was garbage. Like Sixth Sense and Unbreakable,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Then it just went downhill from there.
I
Right.
kind of feel like the twist at the end as well was like kind of predictable as you got on through the movie. You could tell what was going to happen. But yeah, definitely not his best one, but just, I didn't find it terrible. I'm not as harsh as some people, Sean.
He stepped up his game though in the last couple of years because Servant was his, that TV show.
No, I never
Which
seen
Todd,
that.
the one about the baby, like the toy baby or whatever.
What show did you say?
I think it was called Servant.
Yes, that was the that was that was like a series.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
series, but you said it was good.
Yeah, I liked it. There wasn't. I mean, it was a thriller. It was a thriller suspense, worth watching. I felt like it was worth watching. The Ring. You guys remember
that's
The
a
Ring?
great movie, The Ring. The original
Good
one,
movie.
yes, was
That
good.
actually that kind of really gives you this. That gave you the spooks. That was a.
That sounds just like The Ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
Or
it
The
comes
Grudge
out,
one.
yeah.
Thought it was in my house there.
What's it? Is that supposed to be Annabelle Trooper? Annabelle?
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like
Annabelle, the doll.
Another doll one.
That creepy doll. I don't like creepy doll movies.
He's on about the B movie Adabelle.
Oh,
It's like a rip off.
Oh.
No, I'm just joking. Yeah, I think he's on about Annabelle.
Well, I will say there was one movie I was gonna watch, but I knew that it would I'd probably ruin it. If I don't know if any of you guys are old enough to remember Magic. It was from like the 70s, and it had the puppet. The guy had a puppet. I'll tell you the thing. So I was a little kid when that came out, and I remember the commercials. And I remember the commercials scared me so bad that whenever the commercial would come on TV, I would have to cover up my head and cover my ears, and I couldn't. I would like blah 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 because remember the mannequin was like, well, you want to come and see me, and its eyes are doing a little rotating around. And who is in there? There's somebody.
Roddy McDowell. Was Roddy
I want to say that.
that?
Because it's somebody popular. It's Let me look at. But the puppet in it just creeped me out. 1978.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. That wasn't even a thought.
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins. Not
Aunt Margaret.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony Hopkins. He was in. And of course, he's creepy as shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
It makes for a good question. That like what horror movies that really scared the shit out of you when you were a kid?
The Omen. I tried to watch it again, but it was horrible.
Yeah, because I remember Omen had gotten me also.
For me, it was Wizard of Oz: The Flying Monkeys. I used to get up and turn the TV off.
Yours is my eyes because there was real dead people in it.
I remember when like a bunch of my friends and my brother, they would always go over on a Friday night. They'd always go over to my best friend's house to watch like a horror movie. It was always like the Jasons, or I remember this one Friday. It was they were going to go and watch American Werewolf in London.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And I remember just seeing the werewolf like in the trailer for it, and just seeing how scary the werewolf looked. And I was always the one that was like, "Oh no, I'm just gonna stay at home." And
I got that on Laserdisc.
those are the kind of movies that made me, when I went to bed, and made it just like leave the light on for a bit until I fell asleep. So, yeah, I used to hate horror movies when I was a kid.
When that
I still can't do the Halloween movies. That Halloween theme song there. That still, when I hear it, freaks me out.
I just think of the ringtone when I hear that.
Well, I didn't get a chance to watch my my Halloween movie either, but I was going to pick The Crow.
Good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rip Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was based on, like, remember, it was Halloween night. That's the only reason it's Halloween related.
Friday the 13th.
I'm looking at this.
Freddy Krueger.
The Magic with Anthony Hopkins. How old was he in this movie? He couldn't have been more than his early 20s.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, he is. Hold on a second. I'm looking at some of the screenshots, and I hadn't seen this movie in a few years. But that's him.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, look how young he is. I mean,
look at that jumper.
That's a lot of That's a lot of cheeseburgers to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and there he is, and that's a picture of him now. The puppet.
No.
No.
No, that was the
Look
puppet.
at the movie.
That was
Yeah,
the
that's
puppet.
that's what he turned into.
No, he don't look that good. That puppet was creepy. I hated that puppet. And this was the commercial. Like when I was a kid, I'm not gonna play it because it'll give me nightmares. That was the I can tell right from there because the
I might
puppet was
watch it.
talking the whole time. And it would just creep me out. But
I'm surprised
Good
nobody's mentioned Child's Play.
Mhm.
I never really liked Child's Play.
I thought it was.
To me,
I
found
like
it
Child's Play because
found it
I
funny.
love Jennifer Tilly. I'm in absolute love with her, and I could watch her all day long.
And you get a great meme out of it. Obviously when she's picking him up and she's like, talk
Yeah.
to me, and he's just was crazy. He's like, "Yeah, fucking stupid bitch, I'll teach you to fuck me." It's just funny watching a gingerhead doll going crazy and all over the place with this really stupid, evil-looking face on it. It just makes you laugh. It was like unexpected comedy.
I tell you a movie that wasn't meant to be scary, but I stopped watching that movie because every time I watched that movie, it freaked me out, and that was 3 Men and a Baby because of the dead child is standing in the window.
I never heard
3
that
Men
one.
and a Baby.
3 Men and a Baby, the
Oh,
original.
three men, the baby.
3
Yeah,
Men
right.
and a Baby.
Like
Ted
the one with
Danson.
Ted Danson?
The Ted
Yeah.
The
Danson?
real one with Ted Danson, the first one. You know when the mom comes
Tom
the first
Selleck.
time to see the baby with Tom Selleck. Yeah.
Jesus, how are you scared of that?
That was a
Yeah.
If you
horror.
watch the original movie, the first time the mom comes to get the baby and she get ready to pick it up and she walks by there, and if you look up the history of this movie, there's a child standing in the window that's
Oh, on the movie
Oh.
set,
you
eh?
look in
Yeah.
the movies in the history of the movie, just like
Yeah.
the Wizard of Oz. There's
Yeah,
somebody
so-
dead hanging from the tree. If you look at the history of the Wizard of Oz.
Oh man, now I'm gonna have to look that crap up.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember
creepy stuff
that.
that
Yeah,
happened in
when
real life
Jack's-
that wasn't
when
supposed to
Jack's-
be in the movie.
When Jack's mother comes to visit Mary, Lisa Blair,
Hmm.
you can see in the background what appears to be a little boy standing in a doorway.
And you really could see it too. You really can see it. You cannot miss that. Once you see that little boy, you will see it every time you ever see that scene in the movie.
No, you're gonna have
promise
to
you.
get it up. You have to get it up now.
And 3 Men and a Baby. Every time I ever told anybody about that and they seen that movie, they was like, "Wow, you're right." Same thing in the Wizard of Oz. When they're hopping down, there's a tree. When they first
You know
go
the-
down the
The only thing
Yellow
that
Brick
comes
Road, there's a dead person hanging in the tree.
the only thing that comes into my mind when you say 3 Men and a Baby is that the graffiti wall that they've got in that apartment, just the graffitied walls all over because the guy from Johnny Five or whatever, Short Circuit, the guy from Short Circuit,
Steve
he's
Guttenberg.
Steve Guttenberg. That's the name. I couldn't think of it.
Yes,
He's like an artist in that movie, isn't he? He's like a painter or something.
Yes, he is.
He's got like
Yeah,
graffiti paint all
yeah.
over the walls.
Yeah,
It's
ever since I seen that movie, it's always creeped me out because I see that child every single time I ever seen that movie. I don't care how many, it could be years apart or whatever, and I'll tell somebody about it and they see it too.
You better
Yeah,
stay
for
away from
sure.
that movie.
Oh, I do.
Okay, so that's what we got. So we run through that. So we're gonna. Who are the picks for next week, Miss Blue?
Next week is, well, it was going to be Cam, but she's not here. So it is now Aubin and Todd.
No.
no.
I was just last week.
I know. Because everybody else was like down to nothing almost.
Who has the most right now
Cam,
besides Cam?
Sharon.
Okay, so you wanted to be Sharon then, or
Well,
Sure.
Yeah. Sharon can pick an Albin because I just picked last week, or was it
Right.
the week before last? So I don't want to pick 2 weeks in a row like that.
right?
Okay, just did it. That
Yeah,
is what
I'll
it is.
pass. I'll pass.
Sharon
mine
just
till
got 4
next
like
time.
right now.
Okay, so Sharon can have this one. She can have mine. Albin, you can, because you've
Mhm.
been a few weeks back.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah, I'm,
I hope. Are you? Hopefully, Sharon.
Yeah.
Do you have a movie? I mean,
I
yeah.
have a movie.
Okay, good.
Okay, I'm gonna pick The Hate You Give.
The hate,
What?
the hate you give.
The Hate You Give.
Okay,
The
Rings a
hate you
bell.
give.
Yeah.
The Hate.
Who's
Letter
in that
U.
one? I'm gonna have to look that one up. I recognize the name of it.
Yeah.
Ah, that one's a new one.
I don't think it's new.
It's not a
But
new
no,
movie.
no, but I don't
Oh,
know
that's
that.
a new one for you. You mean?
I may not have seen this one.
2018.
Yeah, I recognize the name, but I don't think I've seen it.
I haven't.
2018 crime drama.
Mhm.
Director George Tillman.
I've shared the.
Regina Hall's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I posted
Anthony
the trailer in the
Mackie.
thing.
Okay.
All right.
Anthony Mackie, yeah.
Yeah.
Common. Oh, I love Common.
I'll give you this much of a hint. The name of the movie is an acronym from a song from Tupac.
Okay.
All right. Albin.
Uh huh. I've been checking my list and I'm trying to decide which one to go with because I have one that I've wanted everyone to watch since the show started, and I don't know if I should get it out of the way.
Yeah.
It's because it's about music. It was more of a documentary
Blues.
called 20 Feet from Stardom. And you seen it? Okay.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Oh yeah.
So I
yeah.
figured I'd pick that because it's pretty good. You know, I really liked it. It's a lot about Darlene Love and all these other backup singers. How
Backup singers, yeah.
how who they were, who they songs that you hear, and they carry the whole song. You know what I mean? And they've been in the background all those years, and you just don't know.
So close and too far
Yep.
away.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be my pick this week.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I've not
20
seen
feet from-
so 2 new movies for me.
Yeah.
And me.
Yeah.
Of course, you.
Every movie is a new movie
I
for
know,
me.
right?
Probably. What was that one called? Sorry.
20 Feet from Stardom.
Hardem.
I added them to
I feel
black.
like last time I picked the movie, Auburn picked the musical. Remember last time we picked that one
Oh,
musical
The
movie.
Commitments?
Remember The Commitments?
Yeah. Well,
Scarface.
otherwise, I didn't want. I felt bad about last time making everyone cry.
No, that was a good. That was a good movie. The
so-
Commitments.
No, I'm talking about the other one that I picked.
Child 44.
No,
Capernaum?
the what was the name of the movie?
That did make me cry though, Eddie.
Capernaum.
Yeah, no. Besides Capernaum, the other one.
Capernaum made me cry the most.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking
In
about
America.
in
You're looking
America.
for In America.
In America,
America was
you know.
good.
So I figure I'll give everyone a break. But next
Nice.
time, I got one for you guys. I
So
got one.
Is that the
know.
Netflix documentary?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
The 20 feet? Is it?
Yep.
I didn't.
I don't know.
what-
I just posted it in the chat. Or
Okay.
in the thing.
The second one, Patty, was 20 Feet from Stardom.
This one doesn't. Well, it doesn't say net. I don't see Netflix on this.
Oh, I thought it was.
It's,
I thought
2000,
it was.
2013.
All right. I
Yeah,
thought it said.
2013. Yeah, 20
I must
feet
have
from
read something
Stardom.
different. I don't know why I said Netflix.
Oh, it only won 1 Oscar, another 20 wins, and 27 nominations.
Oh,
Mm.
No, I'm just
listen,
hey, you
Yeah,
pick whatever. I'll just bust your balls since whenever
It's on my
I pick-
track pop list too for anybody who follows that.
okay.
Okay.
So it's a great thing to watch for a documentary if you like music, you
Cool.
know, definitely.
So hold on a second.
Alrighty.
All right. So Sharon, anything you want to say before we go?
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. And if you haven't, press the like, share, subscribe button. Hit that bell icon so you get the notifications for when Pass and Play Player Pass. Go live on Wednesday. See, I said it right. I'd like to thank Butcher for allowing us to come on. And hey, Friday, catch oh man, I got brain freeze for a second. Friday,
Streaming.
catch the Butcher again for Streaming Matters.
Streaming matters. All right, so see, I'm gonna go take a picture of my thing right here.
You
Oh
singling?
God,
What?
Don't do that, Todd.
God. No dick.
Sean's
pic.
already got that thing.
She's got plenty of them.
You'll definitely get it removed from YouTube.
I get the live version.
Get it enlarged.
All right, so all I had to do was well, you can't really see it because it saved it down here. As soon as it saw the page, then I click it, and there's my scribbles, which you can't really make
No,
out.
we can't see it.
Yeah, you can't see it.
And if you put it right up to the screen and then hold it still, it'll focus.
Closer. Keep going,
Oh,
Todd.
I'll tell you
Keep
what,
going.
Hey,
just send it.
cool.
Just send it in the mail. Just send it in the mail. I'll have a look and I'll send it back.
So yeah, you just send
Well,
it
and
in.
you can
and then
designate
click it.
symbols too, right, Todd? Like for certain things.
Yeah. So it has all my chicken scratch, and then boom, it's sent to my thing.
So it's like digital paper, like digital screen or something, or what is it?
No,
What is it?
it's actual paper.
It is like
And
it's a polyester. This is a polyester type paper. It feels like a paper with a coating on it.
Yeah, it's just reusable. It's not. It's because of the app that you're able to do that. Like,
So
Would
I
be
just
down.
told.
it doesn't like it. It's not like you can write it and then it'll do it in typing for you or anything like that. They do have stuff like that, but friggin' expensive.
So I'm gonna
you
do
need to use
player
that
pass.
for you need to use that for streaming matters.
I
Yeah.
will.
That's
You
what I got
can
it
use it
for.
to write their add-ons, write the code on, and then just send it to wherever you send it.
Yep.
So boom, and it's sent, and now I send it to
You can clean your page off and start fresh.
Yeah, let's see. All right, let's see here. It's a little bit
So have you-
damp.
What is it, like a special pen? I suppose.
Yeah, you get pens for it.
Where do you buy it from?
Just got it on
Todd.
Amazon.
Todd, do us a quick favor.
Yeah, it's cool. It's called what was it called? Pocketbook. Rocket
quick
book. Sorry, Andrew.
Quick favor, Todd. When you're doing that, don't have the book in the screen. Don't have it on the screen. Just rub it off, but don't have the book in the screen. Because the way you were taking the picture, you were like that. So if you were cleaning it like that, it would look.
I need to get my Now you can see it took off all this up here because I need to get it's barely wet, but
Okay.
it's just erases it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
thanks. That
barely-
was my I
Barely
just
wet.
need
I've heard that
to-
one before.
Yeah, I need to barely wet. Okay, sorry. Yeah, cool little thing. Andrew, anything you want to say before we go?
No. Thanks for watching Pass or Play.
Okay.
Jesus.
Or player pass. Roger, anything you want to say before we roll out?
Thanks for the invite again. Fun as always. Good. Both movies were great this week. Enjoyed it. Looking forward to next week's movie. See you guys next week.
Hello.
All right, Eddie, how are you doing? Or what do you got to say? Anything you want to finish up with? How you doing?
How you doing?
Thanks
Forget
very
about
much.
it.
And Todd, next time you make a mistake, admit you made a mistake.
Yeah.
Like everybody was going crazy. Said what in 24 hours? Everybody's waiting around. Wait, 24 hours?
I even mentioned it on my show this morning. I
My
said,
bad.
"Oh,
My bad. I'll have to fix
Oh,
it.
you
But
said it
hey,
for
The old age.
Take care. Everybody take care.
thank you, Eddie.
All
What about you, Aubin?
Same as usual. Be there, be square. Don't forget to do your homework. We'll be monitoring you.
Is that directed at me this time?
Well,
Twice.
you know, the
2
shoe
weeks in a
fits.
row.
2 weeks in a
No,
row.
I know.
The shoe fits. And we'll see you guys next week. Don't forget about on Friday. Saturday is going to be another crappy UFC, but at least it's UFC to watch.
Something
Yep.
to watch. Blue,
Blue?
anything you want to say?
No, I'm good. Thanks, though. Thanks,
Okay.
everyone.
All right. Thanks for everyone watching. Again, thanks for everyone that comes on the panel. It's awesome to have people join the channel and join the panel. It's great for you to be on the side chat and chatting. For people that are watching my Facebook page through my Facebook page, follow me on YouTube, and you'll be able to see when we're talking and I'm posting this stuff over here. You'll be able to actually see what people are saying, and you can actually be more interactive that way. Thanks to everyone on the panel. And the two movies that we have coming this week is 20 Feet from Stardom and what was
The Hate You Give.
I Hate the Hate You
I hate
Give.
people.
I
So
hate
those are
the,
two movies.
you haven't even watched it yet. You hate it already.
Yeah, hate it already. So thanks for that. And on Friday, yes, we have UK Turks will be on Friday with Inside for Android. Maybe some other old schoolers if Turks can pull any of them in. And he's releasing the UK Turks APK, I believe, Thursday. I will mess around with it on Friday, and then we will do a full show you what's on it. Check it out. So it's going to be available this week. It is ready, and it was ready last week, but Inside for Android wanted to get some of his apps ready so that when people go to get Turks, there's some other stuff there. Check us out Friday, and that's all I got. So again, watch your work, watch your two movies, and we'll see you on the next pass or play or pass, whichever way you want to call it.